All right, folks, we can talk about that parade all day, and yeah, we got videos of it's empty there and there. So there was about 10,000 people there, or 20,000. I don't know. Doesn't really matter. That's small potatoes compared to other stuff that's important. Let's talk more about what's going on in Minnesota. So they caught the guy yesterday in Minnesota. There's been some rumors out there. They said that the wife of this guy was in a car. She had her passport and a gun. Maybe the reason why she had her passport and a gun is because she worried about her life after her husband went and pulled the trigger on these two guys. There's also been some controversy around the fact that he was appointed to this certain particular this certain action group in Minnesota by Walls. Because then Republicans are reporting, well, he did have those no king signs in his car. Bro, I agree with somebody else who said this. You can put those signs in your car. What's the best thing to do? Hide in the crowd, right? You hide in the crowd. So I'm going to put hey, I'm part of your protest. Yeah, I'm not really part of your protest if the police come after me. And some people are talking about, on our side, are talking about how it's amazing this white man survived after, shooting up two senators and then shooting at the police. And, well, we know that's always the case with these white guys. Never, I'm going to leave it there. They always survive. We get shot if we got a hand of, if we got popcorn in our hand, we'll get shot. So it doesn't really matter. Anyway, they put him in jail, but political violence, it's been a thing for a while, especially with particular extremists on the right wing. Not all people on the right wing are like this, but remember back in the day we had Timothy McVeigh, who bombed the Oklahoma place. He had the other guy who bombed the Olympic Village and then turned around and bombed the clinic here in Birmingham, Alabama. I was at school that day. It was right down the street from my school at UAB. That did that. We had the other one that shot the senator several years back. We had the Democratic guy who went to the baseball game and shot up the Republicans. So then everybody's talking, leftists are more violent than we are. Boss, it's not even that. Y'all are violent. Y'all got these violent tendencies because you want to eliminate everything that does not think like you. Now, there's some people, again, on our side that get frustrated, and that's why they commit those violent crimes, but that's not that very often. Y'all talk about the Black Lives Matter protests. They were mostly peaceful. There was a group of people at night who were that frustrated group that don't even vote. They don't even care who's in office. They're just frustrated with our society and how they treat black folks or people in general. Same thing with the immigration process. There are people in this country who don't even vote. When they actually, that group of people that participates in riots and burning stuff and all this other stuff, they actually supported the January 6th riot, folks. I talked to some of these folks. They literally supported that because tearing the country down is the only thing they think will fix their problems. There are people like that in the world. I'm just letting you know, there are people like that in the world. That's the whole thing with that. But again, here goes another gentleman who had a manifesto where he was going to kill all of these folks because of something he believed in, and this would fix the problem. If you don't believe in abortion and you're a Christian, the only person that can fix anything is God. So I wonder about these people who get so frustrated, so into this idea of doing things. And I get mad about stuff. I get frustrated about something, but I've never wanted to pull the trigger or anything. I wish some people would go to jail or just shut up. But at the same time, prayer works. I just did a whole video the other day on prayer, how you have to pray yourself out of these situations. And it's amazing that these so-called conservative Christian types all are taking kind of actions in ways that say, you don't really believe that God can do it for you. So that means I wonder, why are you taking the actions you take? That's beside the point. So let's move on to something else. On the immigration front, they've been having the protests in California. The military's out on the street. The Marines are there. The National Guard. The governor of California tried to stop it from happening, and then the courts turned against him on it. And it is what it is. Technically, the court didn't turn against it and say we got to wait for a hearing, but until that hearing goes forth, Donald Trump is allowed to use the National Guard how he wants to use the National Guard. And I got a feeling whoever that hearing person is either a Trump supporter or a conservative judge, but I'm going to leave that alone also. So next, coming into the whole immigration story, now you got this whole thing where Donald Trump now is getting complaints from all of these people who say, hey, look, you're hurting my business. The folks who work at the chicken plants, the folks who work in the fields, the folks working in construction, hey, I need you to stop coming after those folks. I need you to stop doing this. This is hurting our business. But y'all voted for him, right? Y'all are the key people that voted for him. It's hurting your business, but you did this because maybe you were that small percentage of people who thought all he's going to do is shut down the border and it's going to fix the border. He's going to build that wall. It's going to stop him from coming in. Do you understand what you voted for? You voted for a man who's going to go through, and some of it's because he's just blatantly stupid, but he's going to go through everything and try to get all these people out of the country. Now, all of a sudden, he's ready to save you. He's going to make an executive order that says, hey, we're going to stop going into the farms. We're going to stop going into the businesses and getting the immigrants out, and we're going to do all that. Mar-a-Lago's on the list. That's the only reason why he's got to do it. Some of his businesses where he used all these foreign workers is on the list. That's the whole thing. That's why he's doing exactly what he's doing right now. But it's our irony that people, even immigrants, black people, and other folks who voted for him to fix immigration now realize that they're caught into this world where things aren't going to be fixed. It's a mess. It's a hot mess. And they're like, wait a minute, I didn't vote for this. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You didn't vote exactly for this. This is a man who sat there and said that Haitians were eating cats and dogs. I did a whole video on that. Y'all can go see it on Thought You Were Woke, No Speed Limit podcast. Y'all go look for that, okay? You can see that whole video where I talked about him doing that and how these people down in Talladega, Alabama, Sylacauga, sorry, I don't want to do that in Talladega. Sylacauga, Alabama were going nuts over the fact that Haitians had moved into their town. It is ridiculous how you feel. There were 800 Haitians that were hired by a company to work. They were here on visas, and we know what's going on in Haiti right now, so we got those people here. They do, we don't want them here because they're going to bring their gang violence with them. They're going to bring their gangs with them. How are you going to bring your gangs with you when you're escaping gang violence? You're trying to get away from that stuff. People are absolutely ridiculous. The ignorance, the racism, all those things coupled in, you voted. You either filled in a piece of paper, you pulled a lever, whatever you do in your state to vote, you did it. Then you're like, oh wow, this guy's doing all this stuff. This ain't none of this good. Yeah, ain't none of it good. It comes from your hateful mind on that side where you thought you were doing the right thing by doing that. It's going to fix the problem. It's going to fix the problem. It's going to fix the problem. Wait till he gets through with FEMA. Wait till he gets through with all this stuff in this big, beautiful bill. Y'all ain't seen nothing yet. That's all I'm going to say. I'm done for the day. Peace.